Tonight we should have been meeting as an ecumenical community to share together in a meal and communion. We can't do that under the present guidelines, but we can meet as dispersed community to remember the events of that night at the Last Supper. Jesus and his friends were in the upper room to celebrate the Passover meal. This they had done, but then at the end of the meal, we read words from Matthew 26. While they were eating, Jesus took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to his disciples, saying, "Take and eat, this is my body." And then he took the cup, and when he'd given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will not drink from the fruit of the vine from now until the day comes when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." This is what we now call Holy Communion. When we next meet, we'll share together with the bread and cup. Meanwhile, though dispersed, we remain together in communion. Thinking about those who were sat around the table with Jesus, who would you be? Maybe Peter the fisherman who was to deny Jesus, the one who stepped out of the boat and then became afraid. Maybe James or John, who wanted to sit at Jesus' right and left sides. Maybe Judas, who was to betray him. Or Thomas, the one who doubted. Perhaps one of the lesser known disciples, happy to stay in the background. And yet Jesus chose them all despite their failings. And he chooses us too to share in his kingdom, to share in his feast. How do we respond? There was something else that happened mid-meal. It was the custom that as guests reclined at the table, their feet would be washed by the servants. And Jesus once more teaches the disciples a lesson in servanthood. This is from John 13. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you'll understand." "No," said Peter, "you'll never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. The whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I've done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should also wash one another's feet. I've set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you'll be blessed if you do them. It's truly been amazing during the current crisis. So many have offered service to others. 750,000 have offered their services, and many others in community settings. Those who've been on the receiving end of this hospitality will have sympathy with Peter, who struggled to let Jesus serve him in this simple act. He couldn't see why Jesus, as leader, teacher, Son of God, should do this for him. There are times when we need to accept the help of others and be ministered to ourselves.